Teddy, as far as there's been, I don't know if you know, there's a lot of talk with Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. What do you make of all this? And is that even a real possibility? And would you want to even see a fight where you combine MMA and boxing, even if it's just a complete boxing fight?
I'm up to a spectacle like anyone else. I'll take a look at it. I don't know if I want to pay $100 for it. I'll take a look at it. I mean, I watched Evel Knievel go over the canyon. I did. It was on ABC. You didn't have to pay for it. I mean, I'll pay attention if it's to a certain extent. I just if it's just boxing, I'm just talking from my perspective. And I try to attach it to responsibility and to experience. And hopefully to some kind of knowledge. If it's just boxing rules, it's not going to be too interesting. I mean, Floyd plays with them. Floyd does whatever he wants. I mean, there's no knock on UFC. I have a lot of respect for them. They're tough guys. I see some of those guys, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I saw one guy the other night. I don't watch it too much, but I watched, I guess it was that one, that card. And it looked like the guy broke his neck. I mean, he got him in some drop there, and he had his neck, and it looked like he was breaking his neck. And like, how can he breathe? And he refused to tap out. You talk about toughness? That's toughness. That's toughness. So I have all the respect you could tell in the world for them.
Absolutely.
But again, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to talk just to talk. I'm not going to say something just because it's favorable to say it or fashionable or comfortable for someone to say because it fits in to whatever that conversation is that people want to fit in. Some people talk, they just want to fit in. You want to fit in, but you should fit in according to what you believe is the truth and what your judgment tells you to be the truth. And you should have some judgment. You should have some ability to judge things. My judgment tells me that the UFC fighters and McGregor, all of them, they're cavemen when it comes to the striking skills. Standing up, and we call it boxing, they call it striking.
Yeah.
They're cavemen. And again, I'm not knocking them. I just told you how much I respect them. Their strength is just relative. Their striking is relative to how poor the other guy is in front of them. In other words, that's all it is. McGregor looks like a pretty good striker because the other guy's a lesser striker. And, he's more of a caveman. There's different eras of cavemen, There's the I forget the echo, I forget what it was when I was you had all different kinds of levels. But that's all it is. It's a matter of not any of them being great at it. It's just some a little better than the other guys that aren't that good. And where their strength is in the grappling. That's their strength. That's where you separate them. When they get on the floor, who's a better wrestler? Who's got more experience as a collegiate wrestler, or as a jiu-jitsu expert, or as whatever those grappling, different levels of skills are. That's where it gets different. But up top, they're all the same, more or less. Some a little better, some a little worse. But none of them fit into again, this is going to sound insulting. None of them fit into a C-level fighter. Really, think about it. Think about it. You think about our journeymen that we have that are C-level fighters that have been fighting for 10 years, 15 years, amateur background, pro background. Come on. Their boxing skills are far superior. They know how to survive. They know how to make you miss. They know how to box. Their skills are far superior to the top UFC striking skills. So when you think of it that way, what are you going to watch it for? If it's boxing. Now, if it's UFC, well, Floyd's got a problem. Because he'll come in low, he'll get him. I would say he's got a real good chance to beat Floyd. Because he'll come in low before he gets caught. Get Floyd, even though McGregor's not a great grappler, he's a great grappler when he's in there with Floyd. So, that would be a problem. I can't see Floyd ever allowing himself to go under those rules, obviously.
Yeah.
He's too smart for that. Floyd doesn't need him. He needs Floyd. or at least he needs to talk about Floyd, because he's a businessman, McGregor. He's a genius promoter, just like Floyd is. And I think the whole thing could be a bunch of BS because he's always thinking, what can I use for leverage to get more money out of UFC? So this is another way of using another leverage to get more money out of UFC. This is just another way. I mean, in the way that he thinks, if you just go by what he's been consistent at, he's consistent at finding ways to make money. And he's funny too. But God bless him. I don't blame him. He risked himself. Make the most money you can. He's a genius at that. When UFC sold for $4 billion, I got a kick out of it. He said, "Now I know what my worth is."
Yeah.
So now now he's got 2 titles in the UFC. First guy to ever do it, from what I heard. And so now he's gonna. All right, now how do I get more leverage to go against Dana White and get Dana White not to sleep at night and get him to go crazy and figure out other ways that I got to force him to give me money? Oh, I'll say that I'm crossing over to box. I say I'm so big I can challenge Floyd Mayweather. I have options, So I think that's definitely you wouldn't be thinking if you didn't think that could be part of his approach. Part of his method to what he's doing. No doubt about it.
That was probably the best breakdown I've heard of that, Teddy.
Thank you.